Hey yo bro, we're out here. We're back at it, another video. What I want to talk to you guys about in this video is how you should act like it sounds so corny, but you should act like a sponge if you want to become, the best version of yourself. Literally, bro, take everything, extract everything possible from every circumstance and situation, right? Like if there's a way to get free knowledge, if there are individuals that you can surround yourself with that are going to give you information, not from a way of like trying to take from them, but just getting in an environment where you're around more of these people, especially if you want to become this type of individual. That's the best and easiest way to do that, right? And so if you can start consuming content, actually absorbing content and learning these skills, and then start to network with individuals around you, your skills pretty soon will be shown, right? And so either somebody else will see your skills and your talents in you, or you will see them yourself, and then that will propel you to fucking take action, brother. So just know that the way I like to think about this, bro, is we have this wall, right? This whiteboard on the wall, right? Where a bunch of just check boxes of different tasks and skills that we are allowed to check off if we complete the necessary steps, right? And like once we complete all of those steps and tasks, now we are that fucking individual. And so the way I like to look at it is like, yo, just break those skills down, break down the person you want to become into skills and what skills that person has and implements into their everyday lifestyle, and then figure out the habits, daily actions, the belief patterns, and the mindset that they have behind that, and that will allow you to achieve the results you want. But you have to first start with the mindset and work your way up to becoming this individual. So like literally break it down, make it simple, make it easy, and then pretty soon, you're just following a plan, and it's much easier to wake up every day and just look at a list and do something, right? Or know what you have to do and get the work done, as opposed to waking up and not having any clue what to do and just going in circles. So this is a pretty short video, but what I want you guys to get from this is just like, yo, surround yourself with as many educational, like as much information as possible, like network with individuals like of all scopes. Like if you're, say, in the entrepreneurship realm, don't just stay tied down to that specific niche. Like, talk to people in other parts of business, and there are always ways you can learn, right? And you're going to connect and learn things from them, and you will teach them things. And so, yeah, boys, just literally connect, network, and always expand, always grow, always continue learning. The way I look at it is, if you're pouring information, and just our brain is just like a muscle. It is a muscle, right? At the end of the day, it's an organ. And so if we're pumping information into our brain, and we're also, in addition to that, fueling it accordingly and properly, it's going to get stronger. It's going to retain information better. It's going to absorb information and be able to, use that information much easier than if you're, just kind of like consuming information, BS information, right? Or drama, whatever you want to call it. But literally, like, just start consuming information and it will change your life. Like, start listening to podcasts, start reading books, educational content, YouTube, whatever. Like, read. These sorts of things will actually start to improve not just your knowledge, but also, it will help improve your vocabulary, your speaking skills, especially if you're writing and you're recording videos and these sorts of things. And one thing I'll say is, recording videos, speaking, all of these sorts of things become so much easier when you've done them 50, 60, 70 times, 100 times. After you've done it that many times, it's just like you don't have to, put up this mask. Even though, like, I'm not putting up a mask the first handful of times. It feels almost like weird. Like it feels like you're not, because you're not used to it, bro. But you get used to these things. You continue, just developing the person, sculpting the person that you want to evolve into, and eventually, you are that person. But you have to develop the skills that that type of person would have. So figure out what the skills are of a like-minded individual that you want to attain to be. And from that point, break those skills down into, what that person is doing on their daily, right? Their habits, their actions, and what propel those habits and actions are, again, their thoughts, their belief patterns, their mindset. So if you can start to learn how these people think, right? Like how these people act. Eventually it will start to rub off on you. And now just continue expanding and growing, and you'll never look back at it and be upset, right? Like you'll always, you know, continue to grow if you continue to push yourself. And again, like if you're in the gym constantly, don't worry about overtraining, bro. Just like go hard, and you'll notice like, okay, like I know when it's time to take a break and whatnot. Same thing with like information, right? Like rather than putting the limit there, tell your like find out when the limit's too much. Like if you're, you know, doing too much work, bro, then like you'll know, right? But like, yo, just go in with the mindset of like, yo, doing way more than necessary, and that will always guarantee results in the long term. And in addition, it will, you know, instill habits of discipline, grit, hard work, and these sorts of things that aren't otherwise developed, and they can't be bought, you know, they can't be traded, they can't be picked up at the store, right? Like you have to grind through certain tasks in life and certain circumstances, and pretty soon like you notice, okay, like I'm stronger because I've gone through these things, right? Like I've built up this mental fortitude, and you know, I've developed myself in these areas of life. So boys, stay tuned for more content like this. But really what I want you to get from this video is just, you know, knowing that A, you can be and you should be, you know, like learning as much as possible, especially if you want to become the best version of yourself, because it's going to just get you there so much faster. If you're doing way more than the average person, you will get there with ease, guaranteed, and at a faster rate. And the other thing would be just, you know, networking, connecting with these people, right? Because that ultimately will allow you to, you know, make more connections, learn new things, have different perceptions on life, etc. So stay tuned for content like this, boys. Know that you can accomplish these things that you have aspirations to. You just need to, you know, put your mind to it, believe, take the actions, develop the skills, and, you know, put yourself in that environment. So stay tuned, boys.